Welcome to Delta Halo, the podcast for all things Halo 5. Welcome to episode 6 of Delta Halo. I'm Sergeant, and this week the cat is back, and so is MattyIce. He loved it so much last week that he's here for another go-around. How are we doing today, fellas? Cat, you were missed last week. What have you been playing?
Yeah, sorry about last week, guys. I had to work all week. I'm in sales, so the last week of the month is the most intense week, so we all have to be there. But I did get some gaming in. Throughout the week, I played, well, of course, Halo. Got to try out the snipers a little bit. I'm getting a lot better with it. It's just the recoil on the sniper is something to get used to. And I've been playing a lot of Destiny. Sparrows came out yesterday. Played that until 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'm pretty tired right now. MattyIce, what have you done?
Oh, I've been, playing some Halo. I played last weekend. They had the Snipers playlist. I was loving the crap out of that. Played a bunch of games. I had my cousin over. We were playing too. And actually, my brother, SBU Merc, who will maybe make an appearance on the show someday. But he was also loving it too, which is a surprise because he hasn't liked Halo, but he loves Snipers. So, but yeah, I have a no-scope video. It's coming up here in a little bit. So I was no scoping people like crazy, so I was like, all right, let's record this a little bit. So that'll be on its way.
Yeah, of course.
Nice. Did you say SBU Merc was playing?
SBU Merc was playing. I know, right? He made a Halo appearance.
Oh man, I thought he was never gonna play Halo ever again.
Apparently, he changed his mind. But and also, as of today, I started playing the game The Division Alpha. I can't talk about it, but I am pumped about it as of playing a couple hours of it. I am so excited, so I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, MattyIce had to sign a non-disclosure agreement, so he's not allowed to give anything away.
Yeah, he's one to follow the rules.
I think he should Twitch it.
Yeah, just throw it up there. Ask for forgiveness.
See what happens.
Ask for forgiveness.
How long do you think that would last on Twitch?
I don't know. I was looking earlier to see if anyone was kind of just throwing any random streams in there, but I'm guessing they're shutting them down pretty quick if people do, because there was no one with more than 100 viewers that was doing it. So
100 viewers is quite a bit.
Well, I mean, so I went down to 100 viewers, so I figured if someone was actually viewing it, they would have jumped up further than that. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I got mine downloading right now. I'm at 32% as we speak. I cannot wait for it to finally finish installing so I can hop in there. I am really excited for this. I know they keep delaying it, but I cannot wait to get in there. I held off on getting Fallout because I knew this was coming eventually, and so I can't wait to really sink some time into that. And as for Halo, I honestly haven't had a lot of time to play this week. I maybe got in 2 Warzone matches. I've been working my ass off on a video that is to come. It is awesome. I cannot wait for everyone to see it. It is going to be something really fun. I had a lot of fun making it. That's all I'll say about that. I've been working on this for about a week and a half, and I just today showed you guys this. So
I got a little sneak peek.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have no idea what the video is going to be about. It looks pretty fun though. That's
what it's all about. I'm just trying to take a fun approach to it, so we'll see. But something cool came out today. Aside from what we're playing in Halo, they released the Holiday Rec Pack, which is the emblem with a Santa beard and Santa hat on a Spartan helmet, really similar to the Thanksgiving emblem that they released. I think it's pretty cool. I'm starting to hope that they don't do this for every holiday, though.
Well, where's the Hanukkah one?
Yeah, maybe some maybe some candles or something.
PC, bro. I like that they are putting holiday items into the game like that. I just wish they were you had to earn them. Something. Put a holiday quest in or something like that, like a mission, and we finish the mission, and then you're awarded these holiday items.
That's true. Similar to with what Destiny did with Halloween, they had a lot of. I feel like it was a lot of in-game things that you could do to achieve or receive masks and things like that.
yeah, you had to go collect stuff throughout the world. Same thing with World of Warcraft and games that do holiday events like that. There's always some kind of theme, and then there's things to work towards for in those themes.
And again, I feel like it goes back to Warzone. I feel like there's got to be the potential to collect things in those maps. Maybe it's an area that's hard to jump to, or you have to get into the enemy's home base, and that's the only place that the item exists. So you really have to be able to push them back and press the core. Or maybe it's just a core destruction. I don't know.
Gotta make a raid.
Make it raid?
Raid the other person's base. Yeah. Gotta go raid their base. I take it.
And they released news about the Cartographers Gift DLC, the next free DLC that's coming out, being funded by Rec Packs. And it is going to have a lot of new weapon skins, armor sets, and some other really cool pieces. But are you guys looking forward to any of these skins or armors? I'm actually excited about the gold skin ones. I think that's awesome. The weapon skins. I don't know, for whatever reason, every game when you want the gold, I guess it's probably going back to Call of Duty when, remember, you had to level it up to get to the gold ones. I don't remember which Call of Duty that was, but for whatever reason, I always think that gold weapons are pretty awesome. So I'm excited about that for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about the gold weapons also. But again, I wish you had to earn them. They're, instead of just a random drop in a rec pack, a brand new player could just walk out with a gold skin gun. So it's cool, but to a degree, it doesn't matter.
I'm with
like
you on that.
Duty.
I'm with you on that one. I think the fact that they just are giving them to anybody. I mean, like you said with Call of Duty, you had to play the game a ton in order to unlock those gold weapons. Now you're just getting it. Even if you're level 1 CSR, well, maybe not level 1, but even if you're really low level, you don't have to have achieved anything to get them, which is a little tough.
Or you just had to have some money in your bank account to buy a bunch of packs and get gold guns.
That too.
Well, yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, what are you going to do about it, though?
Right.
But other than that, the armor sets that they released look pretty sweet. I like Mark IV Gen 1. They're throwing it back there. I know so many longtime fans are really looking forward to that one. And the Raijin armor set is total new school, but I love the look of that.
Yeah, I like the Raijin armor set, too. It does kind of have a Destiny look to it, but that's what I'm more excited for the armor sets. I mean, the Mark 1's cool, or Mark 4 is cool, but...
And also, in the Cartographer's Gift, they are talking about seasons, which is something, MattyIce and I talked about a little bit on last week's podcast episode with a little bit of progression. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so, I mean, I was just looking at, they released a couple articles on it, and there was some other journalists, websites that released some articles on it. Pretty much they're just talking about seasons, and it's a competitive feature to the arena. Pretty much it's going to be, I think the first one is about a month long. It's going to start in January, it's going to drop in December and then go through January. So it's going to be a little over a month long, which seems like a fairly long time to do this for, but I guess they're going to change how long it lasts based off feedback. So if it's too long, people think it's too long, they'll make it shorter and stuff like that, which is really cool. Like we talked about this, something competitive that's, something to aim for. You go in the season, you can aim to get to the top. You also get, I believe it's an emblem, and I'm not entirely sure whether it's based on how high you finish or if you just play in it, or if there's a couple different variations of it. There's been kind of conflicting reports, but I guess we'll find out eventually. But no, yeah, it seems awesome. It's something competitive to do that you can actually get a reward for and be, distinguished for it. So get a medal.
Yeah, finally, something that you have to work for to earn.
Yeah, everything we just talked about with this DLC was, here, we're just giving it to you, or give us some money and we'll give it to you. And now this is, you actually have to play for it. And that's cool, because if you get a certain emblem, you go into an arena and you see that emblem, you know that this person achieved a certain rank at one point, and that's cool. You actually have something to show off.
Yeah, and I understand they're probably catering to the more casual gamer, so they can actually have some of the cooler stuff that they see everybody else having that play the game all the time. And for a person that has a full-time job and, I mean, does play a lot more games, I still want it to earn it. I still want to earn it. I don't want you to give it to me.
Yeah, there needs to be some sort of balance for it, but Yeah, I mean, being able to satisfy both the casual and the hardcore is really a tough spot to be in. So a cool part of this DLC, which we've been really, really waiting for them to release, is more maps. The arena rotation is really slim. There's only 3 Warzone maps, and Big Team Battle has 4, I believe. So really being able to expand those playlists is going to help a ton. So the Warzone map that they're releasing is called Battle of Noctis. Arena is Overgrowth. Another arena for Big Team Battle is Antifreeze, and the other one is Entombed, which is supposed to be inspired by Burial Mounds. So that will be cool to see how that gets translated. What do you guys think of these?
Well, Burial Mounds for Halo 2 is one of my favorite maps, you know, hiding in the ribs, getting the sniper rifle and watching over rockets. And the boobs. I really, that's the boobs, right? Burial Mounds?
Purple boobs, yep.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, so the purple boobs. I wonder how they have to represent that in some way. We talked about that a couple episodes before, didn't we?
Yeah, as far as I know, the cartographer that worked on this one, Duquesne23, said that there is a feature that at least harkens back to it or, you know, speaks to it in a certain way. So I don't know if that means it's going to be the same exact thing or just a representation of it.
I feel like it'll be something that'll stand out.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, Burial Mounds is awesome. I'm just the person I think is going to be the most excited out of any of us is I'm giving a shout out to my brothers in the stream. But Birdman is going to be, it's what we call my younger brother. He is the biggest Burial Mounds fan ever from Halo 2. And I think he mentioned it when this game first came out that if they ever release Burial Mounds, he's going to lose his mind. So it'll be awesome to see him play on that for sure. And I'm excited for another Warzone map. You know, I like Warzone a lot, but it's really kind of gets old when you play the same maps over and over again the whole time. And they're nice, they're fine. But it'd be nice to have a little switch up in between there. So
especially Stormbreak. That map is killing me. That map has to be favored in the rotation by so much because I swear that's the only map I play. And I really like the other 2 maps. Right. I really do like Raid on Apex 7 and Escape from ARC. I really like those 2. Stormbreak's tough, but this one looks great. I think the cityscape will be a really nice change. The fact that they're bringing in a city from the Halo universe that Empire was created in, it really starts to build out that story a little bit and bridge the gap between campaign, universe, multiplayer. Makes it feel like a little bit more of a living world.
Yeah, they're gonna get better at these Warzone maps every time. I mean, I feel like their goal in Warzone is to get good group size of battles because you want to have as many comrades as you can get like together. That's why they have the bosses and stuff. So I feel like they're going to be really tuned into that stuff and hopefully make it a little bit more exciting instead of like bullet sponges. We were actually talking about that the other day. Maybe add some other things that you have to do in order to kill the bosses. That would be kind of cool. I don't want to say a little Destiny towards it, but give it a little different than just going up there and shooting the bosses.
Yeah.
Make it so they have to like look a certain direction, so you shoot them in the back, or just something that you have to do while you're trying to kill them would be cool. And while you're trying to kill the other team, which would just make it really exciting.
Yeah, add a layer of strategy into it would be really nice. So what do you think about the only new map for 4v4 is a Plaza remix, which, regret and truth, they're similar but different remixes of Midship. I wish that they would just develop a new map. What's your thoughts on this one?
Plaza was one of my favorite maps, so I'm remake or not, or made by Forge, doesn't matter to me. I'm really excited for this map. It looks like it's just I mean, I feel like they're going to stay true to this map because the Midship map, Truth, and stuff like that, I feel as though they stay pretty true to it. It's definitely made for the speed of the game, which changes it. But I mean, that's a given. So I think on this map, because it's such a hardcore map for old fans, that they're going to stay true to this one, and I'm really excited for it.
To an extent, it's kind of it's a fine balance between remaking the old maps and making something new. It does feel like there's a lot of the old maps and there's not a lot of new design, which, I mean, we've had it before where Halo 4, was it? Where it was all new maps and a lot of them we didn't like that much. And all we wanted was, a lockout redone, and we wanted to get some other maps that we were familiar with that we knew were good. So I mean, if you can get a map that you know is good, that you like, that adds fun to the game. The strategies on it, but at the same time, it's a rehash of the same old thing. It's not new and exciting. You don't have to go around and discover it anymore. That's kind of the fun part of a new Halo game, is that even when this one came out, it's discovering where you should go on the map, what positions are, power positions, and where the power weapons are. All that stuff adds to the experience. So if it's a rehash, it's kind of the same thing. And I know they can tweak it, but I do wish they would come out with some, original content.
Yeah, kind of the lazy way out.
It's not a bad thing necessarily, but
343 can never win. We either want new maps and they give us new maps, then we want old maps, or they give us remixes of old maps or the old maps and we want new maps. So,
well, I mean, they could win if they just made new good maps, so that would be an answer, but
well, so luckily, talking about new maps and everything, the Forge is going to be out, so we're going to have an endless amount of maps.
Potentially.
Well, let's hope that some good forgers come out of the woodwork and start making some things. I was checking out the Halo Reddit this week, and there was a guy posting about blueprints that he's already made up for some maps that he wants to make. It looks awesome. I can't wait to see people make things. I'm really curious to see if the Forge community grows even more with Halo 5, with the success of games like Minecraft, where you're building things and really laying things out. It's that idea of creating your own space that I wonder, since Forge was last, I feel like there was Forge that was pretty strong in Halo 4, but truly in Halo 3, I wonder, now with the new gen consoles, if it's really going to take off.
Right, and that's my big question on it. Obviously, I'm not going to touch the Forge. I never have. That's not my thing. At all. It would be terrible maps, so I'm not even going to bother doing it. But how in depth can these people go with it? Because these people that create these maps, even if you get into like modding with computers and stuff like that, I mean, they're brilliant, creative people. So I mean, when you give them the right tools, if you give them enough tools, which just seems like it's going to happen, I mean, they can run wild with it, and who knows what'll come out of it. I mean, that's something. And we talk about the, last time we talked about the growing the Halo as it gets older, as the game goes on. I mean, that's something that could be a huge thing about it. If it is a vibrant community with these people creating these awesome maps, that will be awesome. And they can put it in the playlist regularly, maybe even have like a Forge playlist where it's just a rotation of maps they pick like every week or something. I mean, awesome possibilities with that. Really excited for that. So
yeah, I am. I'm not one to use Forge either. Every time I get into the Forge mode, I end up just building giant warthog jumps or mongoose jumps. It's pretty much all I've ever done in Forge since Halo 4.
I feel like that's all I've done too. That's seriously, before we even started recording, my first thing I was thinking was, what's my biggest memory of Forge? And it was in the only canvas they had in that warehouse, building mongoose jumps over those like big containers.
Yeah, those are some good times.
I know. I don't think I've ever built a map though.
I am real excited for the Forge though. I mean, just for the fact that so many things can come out of custom games. I mean, in Halo 2 you didn't have Forge, but you had zombies, you had SWAT that came out of that. And then when we started getting Forge, you had games like Griffball. Like, how creative is that? I like those community games that I mean, you're not even playing Halo as a normal game anymore. They've changed it so much and just made it a completely new game. So anything like that, it's definitely a good thing, and I'm very excited for that.
So true, and thank God that they're bringing out file share to facilitate, custom game growth, sharing of Forge maps. I mean, that was a necessity. They couldn't release Forge without.
And I mean, people and us included, we'll criticize 343 and other developers for various things, but I mean, give them props for understanding how awesome games can be when it gets in the hand of communities. I mean, it's not a new thing anymore. It's kind of like an old trick, I guess, at this point, but it's you don't see it as much as you should. You get people who resist putting mods in games and stuff like that, and when you actually give the tools for these people to just do awesome things, they can run, just do insanely awesome, cool things that will make the game even better. So I'm excited for that. Really excited.
Do you guys remember the Halo 2 mods? modders. Every time you got to level 48 or higher, everybody was modding.
Well,
you'd have a guy
yeah.
that would just jump up to the sky with a sniper rifle and spin around and just no scope everybody in the head all game. Couldn't get away from it.
That was intense.
Yeah, people flying around with turrets. I mean, that's some crazy stuff. They were just, I mean, I feel like they were probably soft mods, just files you put on your Xbox to do that stuff. But I hated it. I broke the game at the end.
Well, hopefully that stuff doesn't happen.
You don't see that anymore, though. You don't see modding like that anymore. No,
Yeah, I'm sure they lock it down.
Yeah.
And dedicated servers help a lot with that.
Well, we've talked a lot about the DLC, Cartographers Gift, that'll be coming later December. Let's get into the weekly intel that really focuses on this process and the type of content that they're releasing in all of their DLC so far. Weekly Intel. This week's Weekly Intel topic is all about the process that 343 is using to release their DLC and the type of content that is in their actual DLC. And we've talked about it a lot so far, but it's this idea that they're utilizing Forge quite a bit for the maps that they're releasing, and I think the community's split on it. The fact that we've gotten so many maps so soon after release is a pretty great thing. I mean, that doesn't normally happen with games, but the fact that they are majority so far, all the big team battle maps, Entombed on its way, have been created in Forge is a little controversial. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, you're right. I do like a large amount of maps that we are getting for free. So some people will be like, why are you complaining? This stuff is for free. But, I mean, they hyped it up that they're going to be giving us all this content. So, I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know. But it still kind of frustrates me that they're not making their own original content and they're just bringing people in. So, I mean, with the Forge and stuff coming out, I feel like that's going to definitely hurt their scenario for bringing out maps like this, because we can just get them off of Forge now and we don't have to wait. That's where when MattyIce was talking about the Forge playlist, instead of coming out with this giant, awesome-looking DLC, but they're from Forge, not actually created by 343, and just rotate them in this Forge playlist and don't have to bring up the huge hype around these maps that they didn't actually create. I mean, I'm not downplaying the maps. I bet you they are absolutely amazing. But people can do that from their homes. Not me, per se, but other people.
The way I look at it, it's great. They've released a lot of content for free after launch, kind of keeping it going a little bit. As far as the emblems go and stuff like that, it's cool. It's all looks pretty cool, and the skins look pretty cool, but I'm not even close to even getting through the original stuff. I don't think most people are, you know? Like, I think if I get a pack, you know, when this comes out, when they release the DLC, I'm not going to be able to tell the difference if it's a new one or an old one, you know, maybe with a few exceptions, but, you know, I still have a lot to unlock as far as that goes. And with the maps, it's great that they're releasing them. I was the most stubborn person as far as buying map packs. I refused to do it for many of the games we played. I hated it. I thought it was a way of getting extra money from the gamers, and while it may be that, whatever. So I'm all perfectly fine with them releasing rehashed things that they brought people into their studios to do. You know, it does give a little more power to the community. It says, hey, you know, you guys do this while we're working on our maps. And I'm guessing they're going to come out with a DLC fairly soon. So they're probably right on schedule with DLC for other, you know, games. And they didn't release a day one DLC, paid DLC. So I'm very excited that they did that. And I'm okay with what they've been doing so far. I'm sure we'll get some original stuff from them. But maybe it'll be soon.
You definitely make a good point.
Everything else aside, the fact that they are featuring and building up these selected cartographers from the community, I think that is the coolest thing. While I'm no cartographer myself, I can't make a map to save my life. I just make mongoose jumps. I think it's awesome that they are listening to the community so much, for one. They are being so responsive with everything that they do. And the fact that they are making the gamer the center of this by including them in this process, I think it's really nice. You know, it's really nice to be able to be featured. And it's not just like, here, we handpicked, like we built this stuff and we're forcing it on you, so now go play it. you know, I think it's just a matter. I don't know. I just think it's a little cooler that they seem like they're a little bit more focused on us rather than rather than themselves.
You guys are making me feel terrible for wanting original content.
No, it's not that, and we want original content too. And I just wanted to speak real quick to what Sergeant said. How about the fact that they actually paid enough attention to the Forge maps that were made previously to understand that these people had the skills to make good Forge maps and actually brought them out. They were in tune enough with the community that they were able to recognize these people in the first place, which is awesome. But I think our positive comments are hinged on them having working right now or having worked on new paid DLC, like a big map pack that they're going to release fairly soon. I think that's contingent on that.
Well, I think they have free DLC all the way up through July. At least that's what they most recently stated. So free map pack or free DLC pack every month up through July. So I think whatever they put in there is going to be, hopefully if they create their own stuff, it'll be developed by 343 and it won't have to be paid. So that's quite great.
Awesome. We'll take it.
I guess
take it and run.
True.
But I would love to be able to see original thought brought back into Halo 5 as in regards to map layout, map design, and I can't stop thinking about Recurve and how frustrating that map is and how much potential Longbow actually could have. I know that 343 put the final touches on these maps, and they were consulting and overseeing the creation of them with the cartographers. But I don't understand how that map got as far as it did, and that's where the frustration for me comes from. Is that map looks like Forge, it plays like Forge, it doesn't feel like, it just doesn't have the flow of a normal map.
Yeah, I think the Forge system with Warzone is going to be crazy.
I didn't even start to think about that. I mean, that has a whole new layer to it, because I wonder how much customization we'll get with Warzone and Forge, because you'll need to be able to place bosses, you'll need to be able to place timing of these bosses to be spawning. I wonder if you can control point systems. There is so much that goes into Warzone. I wonder how much customization they'll actually give us.
Yeah, I wonder if you can make it so the bosses are your main priority and that's it. Basically just getting the bosses and taking them down.
That would be awesome. That would be, while they probably are bullet sponges, that would be taking your idea of, having a little bit more strategy to another level, because then you're not completely focused on holding bases. You really have to prioritize the bosses, which, now in Warzone, they still have a huge impact. If you don't kill a single boss, you may not win. You probably won't win, actually.
Yeah, that would be cool, but to do the file sharing with a Warzone, bring it into your files, and then to find that many people to play it with you is, I don't have a crazy friends list like that. We could find some people from the community.
Well, hopefully they put it in a playlist or something like that. Hopefully it's something that they have enough of a pulse on what's being created to, recognize when something's good potentially.
Yeah.
And actually put it out in a playlist so that you can get matchmaking with it. Because you need matchmaking with something like that. You're right.
I feel like they will do that, but just to get the people to play it and see if it's good, I think it'll be difficult.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a challenge with the issues with game chat and microphone use. It's the prevalence of party chat really hinders a lot of this.
Absolutely, but it's something to look out for. Something to look, to see what happens. Maybe, who knows? We'll see what happens, right?
Maybe that's the catalyst that we need to get people to start playing more. I get messages. Well, I don't get them anymore, but I used to get messages all the time from people that were like, just randomly sending out messages saying, come play my custom game, come play my custom game. So it wasn't like a game chat conversation. It was just them mass sending out invites to get people to come join their customs. And I think there's a lot of options through social media to get people hooked up and get into custom games together as well. But I think that'll do it for this conversation. Let's take a little music break and then come back for a little bit more to close out the episode. Hey, Sergeant here. Thanks a lot for listening to this episode of Delta Halo. If you like what you're hearing, hit subscribe on this podcast. Stay up to date with every episode that comes out. And if you're looking for other ways to stay in touch with us, you can follow us on Twitter at PartTime Elite or follow me directly at SGTxBobcat. I'd love to hear your feedback and, have a conversation with you guys. Answer any questions you may have. And if you want to see what we've got on our YouTube channel, you can find us at Espawn Gaming. We've got tons of videos up there, from our podcast to some Halo jumping clips, and we have a ton of stuff planned for there, so definitely check that out. And if you missed any of this info, it will be in the show notes of the episode. Thanks for listening. And we're back. That is episode 6. It is in the books. We had Cat, MattyIce co-hosting this episode. First time we've ever had 3 co-hosts going at it at once here.
We call it a menage a trois.
That we do. But what we want you guys to know is keep an eye out for the Cartographers Gift to drop later this month. We're excited. We'll see you out there on the battlefield. Maybe not in Forge. We're not much of a group of forgers here, but we can't wait to get out on those maps. Maybe get that Mark IV Rasian armor. And any last words, guys?
Yeah, I'm gonna go not eat, sleep, or do anything, and go run around, ruin New York City in Division. So wish me luck.
I'm not gonna go play Division because I didn't get an invite. Ubisoft,
send that man an invite.
Yeah,
Audrey,
send me an invite. You guys always get invited. I never get invited to these things. It'll be like finally open beta, and then they'll send me an invite a day before.
They know something that we don't.
Classic.
So I'm probably just gonna play a couple games of Halo and go to bed.
Well, I might see you on Halo. My alpha is still downloading, so maybe I'll get some games of Halo in. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. We will catch you next week. Same day, same time. That's it for Delta Halo.